The Harry Styles fandom are calling out a fan who behaved inappropriately at a Saturday benefit concert in Hollywood. Let's take a look at what went down. So you can tell that a fan took it too far and was touching Harry's private region. And this led to a hashtag that was going all over Twitter called #RespectHarry, with fans just calling out this sort of behavior and trying to hold each other accountable in future fan encounters. Because Harry, especially on that song Kiwi, which is what we were watching, he gets all up close and personal with his fans. He has an amazing relationship with his fandom, and we saw that represented on Twitter. One person saying #RespectHarry, protect and respect this man at all costs. Remember, he is human, not an object. What happened has disgusted me. Another Twitter user said, public service announcement, celebrities are human beings. Harry Styles is a human being. He is not a sexual object. So people are just saying that he went too far. This, of course, Jason, comes on the heels of us talking pretty openly and having difficult, but I think very important conversations about sexual misconduct. So I was really surprised when I saw this trending on Twitter, and I saw this trending on Twitter, and this fandom sort of did it on their own. It wasn't really picked up as a news story until the fandom saw this video from a concert that I hadn't even heard that was going on. It was for We Can Survive, which is an all-star benefit concert for breast cancer awareness. Harry was performing. They saw this inappropriate behavior, and then the fandom called each other out, and they were basically saying, we need to do better, this is not okay. And I thought that was so cool that they, because fandoms, especially with regards to One Direction, are just units, just really like cohesive units. And they were all just interacting with each other and making sure that they had a dialogue surrounding what happened to make sure that Harry is comfortable at his future shows. Now, Harry hasn't addressed this publicly. I doubt that he will. He's not a big social media user, and it seemed like he just went on with the show. But I think this was so cool to see fandom having these conversations with each other.
I think it's fantastic, Grace, that fans are more vigilant when it comes to things of this nature in the light of Harvey Weinstein, and really they're aware of what's going on. They're aware of what's not right. They're aware of what shouldn't happen at concerts or anywhere in regular day-to-day contact. So I mean, awesome for Harry's fans, and you are right. The One Direction fans, even though One Direction is no longer an entity, are galvanized.
Very loyal.
They will always come through for any member of One Direction.
Very loyal, very active on social media. This raised a question that I wanted to run by you and talk about. Do you feel as though there's a double standard when it comes to male performers being touched inappropriately at concerts versus female performers?
Great question. I think there is a double standard, but it also goes back to the person who's being touched, because some stars don't mind that. Some stars chalk it up to, oh, it's just an overzealous fan trying to get a fill. And I'm sure people watching, I'm sure there's probably someone who saw this video who thought, you know what, I would have loved to touch Harry Styles. Doesn't make it right, but there are some people who are okay with that. As far as a double standard, yeah, because you don't hear about it happening to men as much as women. So of course there's a double standard. I think it goes back to the star, and if they're okay with it, because some stars don't care.
And there's a way of letting your fans know. I think of this video that I saw in 8th grade that was making the rounds of us little girls. Sophie, shut the fuck up. So sorry, I'm so sorry. That's. I just want you guys to know that I don't want to cut that, because that's who I am off camera, just violently mad all the time at Sophie. So what I was saying was, I remember in 8th grade, there was this video that was making the rounds in middle school, and it was of Usher. And he brought a fan on stage, and he was not wearing a shirt, and he was like letting the fan like touch his abs, and we were all like, oh my God, are we sexually awakened? And that is an example of obvious consent, where like he like asked for the girl's hand, and she like gave him the hand, and then he was like going towards his like abs, and she was like, oh, like leading, and it was like all like a big thing, and he was being like, yeah, you can touch me, and she was allowing her hand to be there in the sense of like, yes, I would like to touch your abs, and it made for this wonderfully salacious moment in the minds of an 8th grader. Now, Harry Styles and what he was doing, the difference is that he was not inviting that sort of touch. What he was looking to do was have this really crazy, awesome, intimate relationship with his fans that were in the front row and going crazy to that song Kiwi, which is incredibly energetic. And that doesn't mean that you grab his crotch. So I I think this is awesome that the fandom called this out. Let's all be more respectful at concerts. Let us know in the comment section below. What did you think of this? Did you see this trending on Twitter? Are you a One Direction fan? Are you a Harry Styles fan? Liam, Louis, Niall, Zayn? Let's just hash it out. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Tell Sophie that you love her and that you don't care that she coughed during this video. And we will see you next time on Pop Trigger.